All right, look at here, 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 look at Shouty, look at Shouty, look at Shouty. What day is it? Can you tell me? Can you tell me? Cause what are the days even more? What are the days anymore? But on a real note, I gotta get this. We gotta hop right in because I'm expecting a call in about maybe 15, 20 minutes. It was kind of up in the air. Me and the dog just got home from a nice little weighted vest walk, and let me tell you, it's day 89. It is day 89. It's a little warm out here in Idaho. Of course, I got a pile that was clean, but my dog felt the need to, if anything's ever on the floor, he will get to it. He's cooling off over there. Such a good boy. Such a good boy. Hi. How are you? How are you? Happy day 89. How are you feeling? How are you doing? Are opportunities just slapping you in the forehead or what? Are you prepared for those opportunities? Um, we're just gonna fly off the cuff because we got to get going. Things are unraveling, things are opening when you actually allow your body to receive, when you're actually open for the next evolution, when you're open to the next blessing, when you're open to the next calling, when you've been obedient in one area. You will get rewarded with exposure to another area that you probably didn't even see, probably wasn't even on your radar. But have the discretion to know what opportunities are for you or could be for you and which ones are taking you lower, probably. Ask for the signs, ask for confirmation if this is where you need to go, if this is where you need to be, and trust if it's not that God will take it, your higher power will take it, nature would take it, your source will take it, whoever. Trust that you have been so obedient in your fast, in your abstinence, in your whatever you're abstaining from that used to have a vice on you, whether that's food, whether that's naughty movies, whether that's people pleasing, gossiping. I had to deal with that today. There was a confrontation. So if you're new here, hi, my name's Bree. My friends call me Breezy. I have been doing a self-identity experiment, me particularly through fasting, because I am a recovering binge eater, food addict. Yes, yes. I started off in a small container, a group of people. I had a private coach, even though I've been fasting since I was around 17. In this season of life, I just could not let go of, I couldn't let go. I couldn't let go. I would just randomly find myself in the drive-through, was going home and found myself in the drive-through, was minding my business, and Uber was at my door. I'm like, DoorDash was at my door. I'm like, what? And this is after multiple times of deleting my accounts, of deactivating my account. If you ever want to cancel your Starbucks rewards, yeah, I think it's like your Starbucks rewards or whatever. You have to actually petition to them to cancel your account. So I got to a point where, excuse me, deleting the app was that was kid play anymore. I would wake up and the app would be on my phone. I'm like, wait, how did this happen? Just blinded from your addictions, blinded. And so, yeah, you have to actually write to Starbucks claiming why you want to leave. Can you believe that? And they get back to you in 2 to 3 business days. I'm like, are you going to deny my request to break up? What? And after the breakup that you thought was amicable, they send you a voucher for your next purchase. They say you can go, but you can't go too far. Don't go too far now. We'll be seeing you soon. We'll be seeing you shortly. Don't worry. We got you. Here's for the next time. Here's for the next hit. Here's for the next bump. Here's for the next hookup. Here's for the next bout of depression, of stress. We know you like to come to us. You know, we say we sell caffeine, but we sell narcotics. We sell sugar. We sell, what you need through the channel of coffee. You think you need coffee, but you're there with all the syrups and the whipped creams and the toppings and the extra chai and like even thinking about that now, girl. I was a matcha girl. So I thought I was holier than thou. I'm like, I'm not over here getting these frappuccinos. I'm not over here getting all this hoopla, all this woo woo. I'm a matcha girl. You know what makes their matcha so good? Look it up. Look it up. It ain't what you think. It ain't ceremonial. Okay? It ain't ceremonial matcha. But it's all right. So I wrote this down on my phone. I said, it just came to my mind. This is how I get all my topics. Today we're going to talk about the subtle art of not doing the most, but you're still doing a lot. You know? There's still a bit required from you. You know? There's still, in your mind, getting over addiction, finding ways to cope with stress that don't lead you to Chick-fil-A, finding ways of cope with uncertainty that don't lead you to your ex, that's the one thing you can predict. Even if it's horrible how they treat you, at least it's predictable. At least it's predictable. Gosh, how psychotic does that sound? But it sounds like truth. It sounds like truth. It sounds like truth. It sounds like, yeah, this is exactly what I need. This will make everything feel better. This will make all the pain go away. This will make everything right again. It sounds logical because you have trained your brain in so many instances that when we don't have control, we can feel better by distraction. Not by healing, not by sitting with the emotion and letting it pass, not by structured breathing, not by taking a walk, not by getting fresh sun. Nope, nope, nope. What's the most available thing right now? Oh my gosh, Panda Express. Let's go. Let's go right now. I know a combo B or whatever it's called, it will make me feel so full that I would actually forget about my sadness. I would actually forget about my betrayal. I would actually forget about my disappointment and where I am at in life and how I could do so much more, but I just don't know where to channel this energy. Anxiety is just distorted energy. You're summoning energy to get yourself out of a situation, but it's like you're burning rubber. You're just like, and then next thing you know, you're on rim. You're on rim thinking you need to get more gas. I must need more fuel. That's probably why I'm not moving. No, take the dang e-brake off and you can actually go somewhere with little momentum. All you need is a little push. Just take the e-brake off. You don't even have to put in drive. At least neutral. Get to neutral. And then we can actually talk about doing something, huh? So in these few first weeks, these first months of you finally deciding you are sick or tired of being sick and tired, something's got to change. Are you a big girl? Are you a big boy that you can recognize in that self? Or has somebody pointed it out to you? Or did a relationship leave? Or did a breakup happen? Or did your opportunities stop coming? Or did you lose everything? I suggest going by choice, going willingly. Hands up, go willingly. You can preserve a lot more energy. Like when they tell you to relax when you know you're about to get into a car accident, relax. Everything in my body's telling me to tighten up, to create some sort of resistance. But that's when you get messed up the most. Isn't that what they say? Relax. That's why drunk people always fare well in certain circumstances like that, because they're naturally just relaxed because they honestly don't see what's coming next. That's a form of certainty. When you can't really see what's coming next, but you're certain you're going to be okay, or you're delusional enough to be like, well, I've been protected this whole time. I've had divine grace this whole time. What's any different? What is any different? If you just choose for a week just to do everything opposite than what you're accustomed to, if you just choose that, you know what if I, instead of like really just indulging in this craving, what if I just take my dog on a walk? What if I just chug 32 ounces of water, lay down, and see how I feel after? What if I'm probably getting these signals wrong from my body because I've been numbing for years, because I've been sedating myself for years, that I have forgot what these sensations in my body actually mean? What if it's not actually hunger? If you would ask yourself when you get these sensations, am I actually hungry? Like, stomach, are you actually, do you feel, do you need something? Your stomach's like, we cool. We've had a plethora. You've eaten past was it satiation? Help me out now. You've eaten past society satiation for majority of your life. You don't know what that e-brake look. You don't even know what the e-brake is. The brakes are burnt out. You don't even use them anymore. They're rusted over. You're so used to just constant stimulation. You're so used to chaos. You're so used to being uncomfortable. You're so used to uneasiness. And you know that double double with the side of fries, Cajun fries, if you're nasty, you know that's going to do nothing but give you heartburn after. And you're questioning why? Why did I eat that? Why did I eat that? You know why? Because you was running. You think you can't handle the circumstances that were presented to you when that's what we came incarnated in this life for, is to experience. Now that's going to look different for all of us, of course. But in the same respects, that curiosity is what has driven the human race forward. Needing to accomplish, needing to not necessarily conquer, but we are naturally prone for advancement. And once we become sterile, once we become, I was about to say senile for some reason. That's the problem. Once we become stagnant, our body's like, what is going on? What? Think about our ancestors who were constantly on the move. You're going to feel like you have, especially, in today's day, you're going to constantly feel like you need to be doing something. Especially if you feel like you're behind in life, you're going to feel like you constantly need something. You need to conquer something. And that might be the Wendy's drive-thru. That might be your video games. That might be conquering by aggression, whatever. Instead of going out into the unknown and conquering your fears, conquering your doubts, conquering your life's mission, conquering advancement, it's way easier to stay in your bubble and stay in your house and eat those chili cheese fries and watch those movies and Netflix and chill. But you're miserable. Are you not? Are you not? Don't lie to me. You can lie to yourself, but don't lie to me. We can't lie to ourselves anymore. There's too much truth being presented. There's too much reality, and you get to a point where you're just like, if you're if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you're not there yet, just be like, why not? Maybe I want something different. Why not? And I'll just get confirmed with it. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. How you doing? What challenges are you going through? Talk to me. Am I the only one spitting on my soul here? That's what I signed up for. Anywho, I gotta make this quick because I'm expecting a call in a few minutes. It's actually from, okay, I have been out of the job force for 5 years. I took a sabbatical. I was very accomplished and I got really sick. And around that time, I got a divorce too. So it just all hit me at once. I could barely go up my stairs. My reproductive system essentially stopped working. I had I was going through perimenopause at 27, rheumatoid arthritis. I could barely go up my stairs without just, it sounded like wood cracking. And mind you, I was a college athlete. I've been an athlete majority of my life, but the hormones were off, the environment was off, everything. Married by 25, house, cars, motorcycles, toys, dog, all that stuff. 6-figure income in my household. And I was so sick because there was always a form of lack that I just wasn't conscious of. It was always a form of it's like your barometer, right? Things can look nice, but if you're not set at that temperature to receive, or to feel safe enough to express your emotional needs. No, you don't need another pair of shoes. Majority of my life, I've always had maybe 60 pairs of shoes or more. When I only wear the same 2 or 3 pairs of shoes. Obviously, in corporate, I had a lot of heels, obviously. But I'm like, why? What's going on here? It was a form of coping of things that I was not ready to see, the lack I was not ready to understand, and that gets filled. That's why you always feel like you're hungry. It's this emptiness you feel because you haven't taken the time out to actually learn what nourishes your body, what nourishes your soul, what nourishes your mind, what relationships nourish you. And it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. You and I were taught this, but sweetheart, we have way too many resources now. We have way too many resources now to stay ignorant. Now you're choosing to not progress. So if you're not choosing progression, you're choosing decay. Okay? Amen. 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 Okay? And in this season, as we're in 2026, we're already about to be in the second quarter. No, we're already in the second quarter of 2026. The year of the fire horse, where everything's supposed to be momentum. I'm a Chinese zodiac fire horse, so it's supposed to be my year. But I went 5 years without a job. 3 of those years was just recovering, feeling normal. So I did contracts, gig work, all that stuff to keep it going because I went from a 2-person income to a 1-person income, but still the expenses of 2 people. Yeah. So I wasn't working at that time. I was really sick when I got my divorce. Probably could have got alimony. Who knows? I was so out of it. I was a shell of myself. I had to play dead just to survive. I Everything just shut down. Everything. When I say everything, everything shut down. I couldn't remember things. The brain fog was heavy. I could barely form sentences. I could barely move. I developed cystic acne, so I couldn't even touch my skin. And it was horrible. My hair was falling out. I was 60 pounds overweight. And yeah. And there were still people that were jealous of me in my relationship. I'm like, what? I'm dying inside. But ooh, you know how to tap dance. You still know how to show up. You still know how to make. You were a functioning depressant, a functioning dysfunction. Just like your auntie and your uncle were functioning alcoholics, you were a functioning dysfunction. Dysfunction, function. What's your function? So, fast forward, I've been trying to get a job, I have 3 degrees. I was a program director of a mental health clinic. I was a senior procurement officer for one of the biggest fire truck manufacturing companies in the country. Like, I wasn't just, working fast food. No shade. I had corporate experience, but it just didn't work out. And I'm glad because the last month I got 3 job offers without these people ever seeing my resume. One of them, I one of them started out at 85K, and that's base. You get commission too, and you get trained with. You can get a certification, and you can take that certification to other jobs. And another one was a traveling, like merchandising for different companies that they would pay my stipend, they would pay for my travel, hotels, all that, and that would have come out around 70,000. And then out of nowhere, this woman I met a couple years ago at the farmers market offered me a job because their main point of contact left for her dream job for the, I think, San Francisco Giants. And I just happened to see her friend request during this fast that she sent me 7 months ago. And I just was in the zone of not carrying things, of getting things just done, of not procrastinating because I'm like, I need energy to juice 2 hours a day or 2 hours every other day. I got time to think about what I have to do. So right then and there, I was in the produce section. I one day we can reflect back on this video that I sent her. And I was picking up my produce and I sent her a video like, hey girl, blah, 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 it's good to see you. And people can read energy. A few minutes after that, she was like, you need to text me. I was like, oh shit, am I in trouble? Did I say something wrong? I was happy to see you, girl. She told me what the situation was. My heart started flooding. I was like, are you kidding me? This is phenomenal. This is phenomenal. My heart flooded from that day on about this situation. Mind you, I would typically start part-time. It's still, it's almost $30 an hour, so it's pretty good. And they I was honest. I told them what other offers I had at this point in time, which was so random because it was within 2 weeks of its sale. And they were like, they came back with, hey, we'll give you so and so percentage of this, so and so percentage of your new contacts, so and so percentage of this, so and so percentage of this. I was like, whoa, whoa, this could actually be something. Because this is a high end boutique. It's a candle company, perfume company. They formulate scents. It's a 2-woman owned company. They've been in the game for a few years and they're ready to scale. They made it into Virgin Hotels. They're in a couple of mainstream hotels downtown, and they're just so at capacity that they thought I was just a personality, They didn't know I had all my background with me. So I sent them my resume. They're like, we were strictly off of your personality. We didn't even know you were certified in this or had this degree or had this. God had to have whispered in these people's ears. Me, of all people, me. I have friends who have their own businesses who know me just like them. And none of them have offered me a position like this. Not that I'm entitled to it, not that I expect it, but these are people who get advice from me. These are people who ask me questions. These are people who love me around. Know who likes you around and who's willing to invest to have you around. These women said, we're going to do this for you. I said, ah, chihuahua, oochie wally wally, oochie man man. And it was easy for them. They made it within a couple of days. Pay me weekly. I only worked I started already with them, but in order to compensate until I get full time, until I get in the grasp of like making new contacts, really understanding the formulations, really into the marketing of all this, really understanding the industry, I still have to compensate because I need at least 1,000 a week to maintain my lifestyle. And will be coming up minimum $500 a week, but there is no cap. And I'm like, okay. My car blew up last year. And I'm paying anywhere from $700 to $1,000 a month renting costs. Breezy, why would you do that? Why don't you just go buy? Why don't you say, I know, sweetheart. I know. When you're in survival, sweetheart, all you could see is today. All those medical bills I had still affect my credit to this day. All these things I had with my ex still affect my credit to this day. That APR that you had, that was almost 30%, that you used to pay off monthly, but you had to let them rack up over a year just to get to day, still paying those off. Yeah. And mind you, I won a national athletic competition, was that 2 years ago? And they handed me $50,000. But when you haven't really understood the mindset of being out of survival, you will always fall to the lowest level of what you, I guess, prepare for. Yeah, you can shoot for the stars, but what is your base boundary? I will not get above this weight. I will not get my bank account below this. I will not be treated like this or talked to. I would not return from this place if I'm respected. If you're still saying, oh, it's okay, it's all right, it's whatever, then you're going to get the least amount that you are willing to accept. You can tell yourself you don't accept it, but your actions, your conscious, your subconscious knows too much. It knows too much. You're lying. It knows you're lying. because you're willing to accept eating uh, whatever's at Subway or whatever's open at the Mexican restaurant and eating it in your bed while watching Netflix. You're willing to settle for that. So you must be willing to settle for other things. So that's where I'm at. So all my expenses go to just keeping this machine going. Keeping this machine going. But another opportunity came up that actually looked fun of where I could get a company car. I would be transporting people, which I mean, I'm no stranger to Uber, I'm no stranger to gig work, but you actually get to keep a car and it's a van. And I'm like, oh my gosh, a van would be perfect, especially if I plan on doing events for this company. If I do them by myself, I get so and so percentage of the whole total sales. Of course, if one of the owners have to come with me, they get paid the expenses, whatever, and then I'll get the rest. I want to be able to transport that stuff. So this opportunity came up and I was like, huh. And it ranges from like $800 to $1,200 a week. So with that company and then on my candle company, as it's growing, I can go probably anywhere from $1,500 to $1,800 a week, which is pretty good from where you're at, which means I don't have to figure out how I'm going to be making money every single day. That alone feels amazing. So they actually called me back. I think this is one of the few actual interviews I got. I don't know what divinely orchestrated this, but it did. Spoke to them. I was persistent in how I showed up because I know when an idea comes, how you act on it in the next 48 hours determines a lot about the outcome. I was putting all my energy into it, they had a questionnaire, put the questionnaire, was honest of how it would be endearing to me. I have a very soft spot for the older community. I have a very soft spot for underserved communities that naturally radiate off of me. Said all that. As I'm finishing this, application, I remind myself, despite what comes of this, I am whole. I am complete. I am not in need. I am not in lack. I am whole. If not this, something else. Every time I'm talking, oh, I got goosebumps. Every time I'm exploring a new opportunity, I repeat that to myself constantly, constantly, constantly. When I go in talking to a man, when I go into a date, when I go into opportunities, I am whole and I'm complete with or without this. This would be very nice. In my perspective, this would be actually pretty fun. Despite what happens, I am whole, I am complete. Try it. I think that's what's been working. And I think my energy comes off for people because I had this interview with that guy. It was supposed to be 20 minutes. And I know in my mind, which you truly, 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 truly believe has no choice but to play out in your life. I know, I have always known if I get to do the interview round, oh, it's done. It's done. If I can get in front of somebody, it's done. It's done. It's done. Oh my gosh, this is the owner calling me right now. Oh my gosh, this is the owner of the company calling me right now. Do you guys want to listen to it? There you go. Hold on. All right, is this Mr. Trevor? How are you?
Good. How was your Easter?
Oh, it was wonderful. Thank you so much for asking. It went by fast, but it was a beautiful, warm one. How about you?
It was good. Yeah. Uh, Made a little roast with my wife and baby girl. So, yeah, it was fantastic.
Awesome.
Let's just dive right in if that's okay.
Let's do it.
I love that you're still interested, and I totally understand where you're coming from. Uh, and so, I think we should move forward, but I just wanted to talk through it. Just okay, so we do have clear expectations going into it. That's what okay.
That sounds great.
Okay. So I just spoke with my scheduler. Her name is Jen.
Okay.
She does the Boise market. And I said, hey, do we have like a real need for an early morning person?
Mm.
And she's like, yeah, always. Uh, but she did clarify. She's like, some days they're just not early mornings though. Some days some days you might be starting at 4 a.m. if you're our early morning person. but that's just not every day. And
Mm.
that's the hard part about this job is the variable schedule. And so that's all I wanted to emphasize to you is I'm totally in. If you want us to prioritize you for the early mornings, we can get you off earlier in the afternoon. Um, the only thing is on those days where we don't have like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. start time,
Mm.
we would have to put you more into like the typical driver schedule. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe it's starting at 7 a.m. and you're wrapping up around 4 p.m. type of deal, 4:30 p.m. But you have my word that we'll prioritize you on those early mornings. And right now we do have a ton of interest. We have had it for a long time.
Mm.
I just know that it's not like that forever. Um, Simply because sometimes people are done with treatment, or sometimes people no longer have transportation needs, and so their schedules change. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, Trevor. Thank you so much for clarifying that. Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
I would like to prioritize um, with the understanding of my schedulers know, okay, Brianna starts early, then you know 9 hours later she should be wrapping up the day.
Yeah.
So that you have
Mm.
some downtime to the day,
Hmm.
and they'll gladly do that. Uh, I just wanted you to know, like, maybe Monday, Tuesday, you're starting at 4:35 a.m. But maybe on Wednesday we don't have a need for that early morning driver, and so we still want to schedule you trips so you can stay busy and stay paid. But that schedule might be more like a 7 a.m., 4:30 p.m. type of deal. Um, does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then Thursday, Friday, you're back to like that early morning. You're off early. I just don't want to corner myself and say, I don't want to corner myself and say, hey, your daily schedule is 4 a.m. to noon, 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. Because I know what might happen. There might not be a day where there's no trips until 6:30, and then you don't make very much money that day because we're kind of confined to just those working that smaller shift. Um, Anyways, maybe I'm talking too much on my message across. I do want you to know, like, Braden, Jen, my scheduler, and myself, we're like, we'll work with her. We really want to work with you because we find the early morning driver super valuable.
Mm.
But I also just wanted to be transparent to you of like, hey, it's just not going to be guaranteed every single day.
Mm.
Is that fair?
Trevor, that's quite fair, and I appreciate you getting with your team to get that clarity for me, and that makes me feel a lot better just to know what I can anticipate, what can I expect, and honestly, it makes me feel better that I can express those needs and that curiosity to you because I wouldn't be of service to myself if I didn't bring it up at least. So now that I have that, I mean, more than more days than I expected, then yeah, that I can work with that. And of course, as we get more into the job, as we get more into the role, I can get more accustomed of, yeah, this actually may work for me or this may work better for me. So I was
Yeah.
just going into it of not hopping into another job where the demand would be just not overbearing, but
Yeah.
that's what the attraction was for this job, that I wouldn't be so hands-on all the time or so on point of contact. That's just the season I'm in right now. And I just wanted to clarify that.
And I understand, like, being available for 12, 14-hour days, especially if you start early, like that's a lot to ask, right? And I understand that it spooks a lot of people. We're talking about that. The best thing I can do is just say, hey, you have my word that um, we don't want to run you those long days, and we'll find the happy medium. We're gonna find the happy medium that helps keep you paid and keeps you busy, but doesn't burn you out. And it's gonna take a few weeks. Uh, I just want you to know also, because I once had a driver that Braden hired, and he was like, hey, I thought from the moment I started, I would be home within 8 hours. And
Mhm.
and I was like, oh man, like we really didn't set good expectations up front because again, this is logistics and
Mm,
things change day to day.
mm,
Whether you get stuck in traffic or if a member that he was supposed to pick up, you know, they run 30 minutes late. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, anyways, I really just wanted to be more transparent and give you a good idea. Like, we're in,
Mm,
let's get to know each other and let's find that sweet spot that works well for each other. And
mm.
that'll take 2 to 3 weeks. And uh, so, yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Oh, I love that. You speak just like a team captain. We're in. We are in. That's wonderful. Okay, Trev, thank you for just expressing that to me. And you know what,
Yeah.
brother, like I can't help but still be curious and excited about this. So I'm in just as much as you're in.
Can I tell you one last thing?
Yeah.
I used to, I used to not never consider this stuff
Yeah.
because I'm like, I know how this job works and really like the availability is what we're looking for. And I've come to realize like time, I'm like, hey, that's just not sustainable for people. So
Mm.
we've adapted um, and we've kind of pivoted kind of our hiring model. But yeah, if you're feeling okay with it, I say we move forward,
Mm.
and I can tell you the next steps and get started. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So we'll have you be our early morning bird,
Mm.
prioritizing on that. And what I will do is tomorrow
Mm.
I'll send an email to you. I'm going to send you three different emails. Email one is the driver agreement, just breaks down our working relationship and how you're getting paid. Um, Email number two is just going to be a permission slip I need you to sign. It's so I can pull your driving record
Okay.
and the transportation part. Email number three is going to be a pretty thorough, detailed email talking about the credentials that you need to get done and submitted back to me. I'll give you a week to get those done. Okay.
Okay.
Um, in that email, it's going to have links and instructions, everything you need. And I'm talking, the defensive driving course, the first aid and CPR class, uh, how to apply for the background check, where to go for your drug screening. It's pretty thorough. And I will be honest with you, I've seen drivers get it done in 2 days, but that's them actually sitting down and doing all their homework, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you a full week to get it done. Um, Assuming you get all those certificates back to me within that 7 day period, um, and then I'm going to take all of them and I have to submit them to the state of Idaho so they can officially sign off and approve you before you can start driving. Um, but while we're waiting for the state of Idaho to officially approve, we're going to start your training. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, Training, first day is kind of just onboarding, and then the next 2 days are vitals.
Okay.
Uh, so 3 days of training, and once you're done with training, you should be approved by the state, and then I'll give you the company vehicles. That way you can get started the next business day. Does that sound okay?
Wow, this is exciting. I didn't know you've had to go through this with many people, but just hearing you talk like this, I'm like, I'm freaking excited. I'm
Yeah, we're
excited.
excited. We're excited to have you. The balls.
Yeah.
I will just say, um, please, like, if you have any questions or if you get stuck on a credential, feel free to contact me. I just don't want to get 2 weeks down the road and you're like, oh man, I didn't get this done. Because what happens, the further you delay your credentials, the further you delay your start date.
Mhm.
Because I have to do that statement. And they can take 3 to 5 business days just to review your certificate and say, okay, yes, she's good to go.
Wow. Okay.
So that's kind of why I have my deadlines.
I understand. Absolutely. You got to put those out there. And I think people do
Yeah,
well with guidelines and, we don't want gutter balls. We want a bowl just straight down the alley. So I like that.
it's human nature to procrastinate until the very end. For
Yeah.
most people.
But I'm coachable, brother. Like Trevor, I'm coachable. So as soon as you say get in the game, I'm like, let's go. I've been warming up. I've been stretching. I've been,
I got you. Yeah, so get your credentials done and you just make it through training. Everyone does.
Yeah.
I'll give you that 500 bucks before you officially start.
Wow.
Gets you for a week, right? Is that okay?
Okay.
All right. Um, when it comes to the credentials, it's only the background check and the drug screen. Because we have these two things. Everything else you can do right there on your
Okay. Wonderful.
that's your leisure. You can do that at a specific time.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So do me a favor. Send me a photo of your driver's license.
Okay.
Uh, and then your home address, your email address, and then tomorrow morning I'll go ahead and send you those three emails.
Hey. All right. Okay. Email address. Well, see, my ID. Well, it has my home address on there. Is that okay, or do you want me to
Yeah,
send it
that's fine.
separate? Okay, and
Yeah,
then
it
just
has your
my
home
email
address.
address. Okay. Wonderful.
And then tomorrow morning when I'm back in my office, I'll send you those various emails and I'll just reach out to you to make sure you got it. Are you currently working right now, or are you just picking up side jobs?
Yeah, just picking up gigs and like
Yeah,
I said, prepping for the markets and certain just retail operations that kind of happen on the weekend.
yeah.
Um, but outside of that, no.
So it sounds like we don't have to try and schedule around it necessarily for your training, right?
Oh no, no, no. I'm ready.
Okay, you got some flexibility there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, the sooner you get your credentials started, the as soon sorry, the sooner you get your credentials completed, the sooner we can start your training. I just see that it normally takes people a week to get their stuff done. So start training the following week.
Okay. Got it. Got
Yeah.
it. Got it. Wonderful.
Okay. I threw a lot at you. I know that I can talk a lot in these chats. It's because I like people to know what they're saying. I don't want to surprise you. With that, do you need any further clarity or do you have any questions?
No, you should be getting my ID here shortly, and I sent you my email.
Right?
So other than that, I'll be just waiting for your emails.
Perfect. Did you make it to the Saturday market this past Saturday?
Ah, oh, I didn't. I didn't. I was doing a little like traveling, but it's
Yeah.
gonna be time. My time will come. My debut will come.
It's probably because you spent minutes chatting your ear off.
That's right. I left shortly after that, but that was wonderful. Yeah, that was so nice.
Well, hey, again, it's a pleasure. Looking forward to the video.
Awesome.
I'll go ahead and okay.
Okay, thank you, Trev. Have a great day.
All right. Yeah, enjoy.
Bye. Trevor. His name is Trevor. I don't know why I like to give people nicknames. Sorry you had to stick in that. Um hopefully you just fast forwarded that. Are you working anywhere else? Ah, ex- God, guys, maybe I should have been upfront with them, but I told them, I do have, I still like the owner of my house. That's how I got introduced to the um, farmers market, all of that stuff. And that's how I met my next employer, which is the candle whatsoever. So, do they have to know that this is helping me out until I go full time with them? Who knows? Maybe they'll both be able to balance. But he also plays volleyball. I'm a volleyball player. He also plays volleyball. And that's amazing. Instead of just being so hungry and thirsty for a job, I was just like, these are the concerns I have because their window of operating, even though I get my own car, I don't have to rent a car. That's saving $800,000 a month. Like, oh my god, yes, I need this. You get a sign on bonus. You get all these certifications. All I'm like, oh gosh, oh my gosh. But also, show that you are willing to express your emotional needs. Show that you are willing to express your concerns. I just didn't want to hop into another job where I was just going to be drained at the end of the day. I do not want to be working a 12-hour, 10-hour window. I've been doing that for years with these gig works. I don't want to do anything else like that. So I told him, I'm like, look, this is, they offered me the job on the second interview. So he's the owner and he offered me the job. We were talking, that's what he just joked about. He's like, our call was supposed to be 30 minutes and ended up being like 90 minutes was that Saturday? And he's the one who actually reached out to me today, like, hey, did you figure out what you wanted? Like, these people are chasing me down to give me an opportunity. You heard him when he said, he's like, we're just all in. He's compromising his whole scheduling for this newbie, for me coming in, for me, because I didn't want to work all single day. He's like, I'm going to do the best I can to fight for you. And I believe him. I believe him. So even though you feel like this could benefit you, this could be, this is what you could really use right now. And my other employer, my candle girls just said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Even now, when this would be such a benefit to you, can you still express your emotional needs? Can you still express your concerns? Can you still give yourself room to be your own, um, was it guardian, I guess? Representative of things that you would want? Can you make the offer a little sweeter? So you're just not as resentful or bitter if the things that happen just don't work out or don't work out how you expected. So yeah. So girl, going from making 800 to 1,000 a week to almost double that, you know? So how wonderful. How wonderful. It's time, Breezy. You're ready. You're prepared. You won't burn yourself out because you know how to communicate your needs. You know how to take care of yourself. You know how to replenish yourself. Don't be intimidated. Like, oh my God, this might be too much. This might be crazy. This might be, girl, you have systems in place that can help but prosper your success. So thank you for staying with me with that. Thank you for saying like life is really happening. I'm not making this stuff up. This stuff is really happening right now. I can get a company car by next week, 2 weeks, you know? How amazing. How freaking amazing. Dang, I probably didn't even need to. I already put in my rental for another car. So I got this rental. It's August, April 6th right now. I got this car until the 14th, and then I rented another car from the 15th to the 15th. Oof. Oof. We'll figure it out. Ugh. Ugh. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Anywho, thank you for staying with me. This is real life happening. Like, people will make a way for you when they feel how authentic and special you are. Thanks, Trev. Thanks, Trev. If you ever see this, thanks, Trev. You calling your boss Trev? His name is Trevor, okay? You don't know if people want to know go by the government or not, but I'm grateful. I got what I wanted. Are you bold enough? Are you courageous enough to, even though you know you think you need this, do you have certainty that it will work out for you? Huh? I'm like, I hope I can pass this drug test with all these tinctures and herbs up in me. Anywho, I'm gonna let y'all go. I love you so much. We gotta get going. Thank you for staying with me, and I'll keep you updated tomorrow for day. It's day 90 for day 91. All right, dear. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow.